Hello everybody, back again with another review. I know it's been a very long time, but I have been getting a lot of new figures in recently. With that being said, time to start off the new wave of reviews, and the first one will be the DC Multiverse Booster Gold. As you can see by the front, 12 plus, they're at the top corner, and then just like every other figure, you got the 22 moving parts as well. And moving on to the side, you're gonna get Booster Gold once again. And then moving on to the back, you're gonna get this nice art, which kind of deviates from the figure, considering obviously his goggles are supposed to be clear and see-through, but on the figure, unfortunately, McFarlane cut it short and painted it a solid color. So that really sucks right off the bat based on the figure alone. And then the last side, you got Booster Gold once again. And for those who may be searching, here is QR code at the bottom. Or barcode, not QR code. I'm so used to saying QR code at this point. And yeah, one funny thing I found about this figure in general is just the pose that they put them in the box. That is kind of a weird pose in my opinion, but I guess for those that actually open them, like myself, it's not a big deal, but it is a weird way to pose it. That being said, let me open on up and get into the actual figure. Starting off, the first thing you're gonna get with this figure is not the basic display stand, but instead you will get a flight stand, which is pretty cool to have. For Booster Gold, yes, he does fly, but for me personally, I may or may not use this, just depending on it. I don't know, for me, I just had a very tough time to really display a figure that doesn't have a cape or something using a flight stand, because it just seems weird just because they're kind of floating there. But I mean, I probably will use it just because he does fly more often than walk. Now moving on, you get the typical card from McFarlane. So here is the nice card artwork, but once again, as I stated, it kind of really just shows the poor effort in terms of the goggles here, because on the figure it's a solid color and it's clearly see-through and transparent, so that is a big bummer, which we'll get more into. And moving on to the back, here you get Booster Gold, futuresend, data file. Michael John Carter is his real name, a college football star of the 25th century who earned the nickname Booster on the field. Even though people assured him a professional career of fame and fortune was in his future, he decided he couldn't wait and wagered on his own games. The scandal ruined his dreams and reputation. Taking a job as a security guard in the Metropolis Space Museum, Mike saw another opportunity after studying the Earth Age of superheroes. With future and alien technology stolen from the museum and a time machine that was on display, he realized he could not only become a superhero himself in a past era where his criminal history was unknown, but he could also make his good deeds profitable. This is kind of funny, just hearing about the whole betting on his own games. That seems to be a common thing going on in the sports world currently, so that's just funny to see that that's basically what ruined his life in a way. And then here is the reason we're all here, is for the actual figure. So right off the bat, as you can see, there is the poor effort by McFarlane by not making these see-through. Like seriously, it just looks like he has a slap of mustard spilled across his face. That is kind of, actually not kind of, very disappointing. And I can say myself too, he seems to be a little pale compared to what I would like. But yeah, I guess that could just be me. But yeah, he does look pale in many different ways, as you can see on the skin. But the hair is pretty nice and well done. I was thinking maybe he could have threw some orange in the hair, just kind of give it a more, I don't know, differentiated approach. But based on what he's from, there's some angles and some shots where it looks like it's kind of like ginger hair. But then there's another where it's clearly this color. So good thing that they just stuck with this color. And I wasn't there to tell him to do that, because it probably would have been wrong, or would have been wrong in general. But yeah, there's no accessories included this figure. He's pretty simple, so really there's nothing else that could have been done. And it is nice to see that they at least threw a flight stand in there to kind of make it more unique in a way. But I do like the paint applications right here on the chest and torso area. You got the nice gold going on. Seems to be some smooth and clean lines going on. The star is pretty nice as well. Maybe it's a little off center there. Right there, as you can see, could be a little off center in terms in the way it looks. And then on the arms, you got the nice stripe going around on the bicep, which is nice, all the way onto the back. And then you even have the gold detail going on throughout the back. You have the hair as well, and just the nice blue trim, or part of his mask, I guess you can say, or face mask. I don't know the term in the real world. But yeah, it is nice to see that they did that effort. And then you have the gold continuing on with the little covers right here, and then on the shoulder. Other than that, it's pretty much just a solid navy blue all throughout. Not super unique by any standards. And then also too, I almost spaced this right here, but the gloves, how they did the lines, that is very nice to see as well. And those are very clean. And when it comes to the ball joint, maybe could have made it gold compared to kind of like this. I don't even know what to call it, what color it is, but yeah, it's kind of like a close to gold, but more kind of a dull gold in a way. So it would have been nice to match it with the actual arms and gloves. And the hands seem to be a little off in terms of the gold color on the gloves, and everywhere else it seems to be, oh, there he goes, he just fell. But yeah, on the gloves it seems to be a little different as well compared to on the actual body. But that being said, let's get into the actual articulation. So here in the head, you're gonna get the nice twist and turn, perfectly fine, no issue there. And then you're going to be able to get it to go down about this much, which is perfect, and going up this much. So just pretty much all you need there. And for more, just kind of show off the articulation, down, up, around. And then yes, if for some reason you want to break his neck, it can go around 360. So there is that. And onto the arms, can it do a T-pose? I would hope. There's nothing really blocking it. And yes, he does perfectly fine in terms of the arm. Be able to get to go around, out, up, down with the little joint right here. So no issues from that in terms of articulation. And when it comes to the elbow, going to be able to get the elbow to go about this much. Seems to be that the biceps partially get in the way, but yeah, there is that. And when it comes to the actual wrist, you're going to be able to go up all the way and then down as well. No issue there. And yes, full rotation, so nothing wrong there. And when it comes to the actual ab crunch, here you go, move the arms out of the way. Perfect from those standards as well. And then going forward, pretty much back to basics. Doesn't look like it goes forward much, but maybe just slightly in a way. And then when it comes to twist, there you go. No issue there. Doesn't seem too loose by any means whatsoever. And when it comes to the actual splits, full splits there, as you can see. And then when it comes to the actual leg bending forward or moving forward, the diaper moves out of the way. He's able to kick out that much. And when it comes to actually backwards, be able to get it to go just a little bit, but that is to be expected. And when it comes to the actual knees, there you go. And then right here on the actual ankle, there you go. You'll be able to get it down about this much. Almost didn't put it down all the way. And when it comes to going up, seems to be a little stiff. At least my copy is going up about that much. And then you're going to have toe articulation, no issue whatsoever. That being said, let me get into my final thoughts on this figure. So what are my thoughts on Booster Gold himself? He is a very basic character, but that is to be expected for honestly a character that is basic. So just the fact they include a flight stand for a character that should fly and is very bland in general with no accessories whatsoever, I do like that they included that. And just the paint applications are very nice throughout. There's nice, clean, and crisp lines, as you saw throughout the review. That star is very nicely done on the chest area. And yes, there may be some areas where the gold does not match, such as the gloves. It's a little darker up there on the, I guess, top of the gloves compared to the hand part. You might be able to see that, you might not. And then the little joint is more of a dual gold, but there is that. And moving on to the face, this is my biggest complaint. For being a simple character, they should have went the extra mile to actually make the goggles transparent and not a solid color. That is very disappointing, and they continue to do that time again by cheaping out. For this figure, they should have went the extra mile there and actually make it see-through, since he is very simple. And then yes, he is pretty pale, so I wish there was a little more color to his face, so therefore he did not look like me behind those goggles. But other than that, I think it is a pretty decent character for the price, but just maybe I'll have to give him a 8.2 out of 10, just because those goggles, that's just ridiculous. They should not do that, especially since the art on the card itself does not have that, and actually shows the goggles being transparent. So that shows their laziness, and it seems like they do not care to show how lazy they are at the end of the day. But with that being said, if you did like this review, please like, comment, and subscribe down below for more future content. But until then, I'll see you in the next review. Happy collecting.